The time is now 6 o'clock, and we'll call the meeting to order. Please note that the board is returning from executive session, so the Pledge of Allegiance and the agenda approval have already been done. Next up is the approval of the minutes for February 6th, the board retreat, February 8th, the business meeting, and February 22nd, the work study session. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve them all.
I'll second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is informational reports, and we'll start with Dr. J.
Madam President, members of the board and guests, thank you all for being here. I want to share out, we have a book fair currently going on, so I want to thank all those involved at our elementary and middle school for putting that on. I remember going to those for many, many years as a parent, so very great, very nice to see that that's still continuing. We recently had 9th grade registration parent night, so a lot of our 8th grade students moving up were able to learn about classes and offerings that we have at the high school, and I'm happy to share that we worked really hard to increase electives and increase opportunities for students to get concurrent enroll credit through community college and just additional classes that we're offering. So we're really excited about the future of this incoming freshman class, all the new opportunities they're going to have. We have 2 additional kindergarten registrations coming up, April 3rd and April 11th. Both will be at 6:30 to allow for parents to get home and be able to come over to the new McDowell Mountain Elementary School location, which will be at Fountain Hills Middle School, hear about our vision and continue to build up our registration of kindergarten and preschool. We have teacher conferences this week, and so our teachers will be having time, half days, and opportunities to meet with parents and provide feedback so our students can continuously improve. One of the things I'm most happy about is we have our first ever annual picnic, staff picnic this Friday. So it is going to be at Golden Eagle Park. Coach McGloin has set up a volleyball tournament, beach volleyball tournament for us to compete in. And we have food and drinks being provided by a variety of community resources. But want to specifically point out that Rotary, Kiwanis, and local donors have made this possible. So there's really no cost. There's no cost to the district for this. So remember that the high school, all high school students have a half day on Friday, which was not planned originally, but we made that happen here a couple board meetings ago. So we're excited to start this new tradition and make it better each year. And lastly, I just want to wish everyone a very safe and restful spring break and take time to laugh and spend time with family and friends. So with that, I conclude my comments.
Thank you. What nights are the kindergarten roundup? Do you have those dates?
April 3rd and April 11th at 6:30 p.m.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions or comments regarding Dr. J's update? No, hearing none. We'll do governing board reports. We'll start with Ms. Reed.
I'll turn this on. I was able to attend the Coffee with Kevin and Miss Latona, which is always a great event. It's a great way to know what's going on and to find out ways that we can help, the community can help our students. The kids and I attended the art fair. The kids loved seeing the Falcon. We got a picture with the Falcon. They loved that. We helped with the PBIS store and the book fair. My daughter helped with those because my son, he wants to shop, which we did this morning. And one thing that I love is that both in the PBIS store and at the book fair, a lot of kids were purchasing stuff for other people. And we watched a kid who, with her Falcon feathers, bought like a 200 ticket item and went right over to another kid to give it to him. And I thought, we have great students. And then also I had a friend that came with me this morning to volunteer at the book fair. And after she left, she texted me to thank me for having her volunteer, which I thought was awesome. She said she was so impressed with the kids. It made, she's an older woman, and she said she felt young. It brought back a lot of memories for her, you know, and then, and her kids were grown when she moved here. So she was like, I loved the opportunity to be in the school and to see how things are going. And she was also very impressed with the volunteers that were there, which were our PTO moms, and they are awesome. I listened to the Coffee with Kane this morning. I went and sat in the corner and listened to Coffee with Kane, and I thank you for that always. And then, this is a little unrelated to school, but my kids just started Little League, and they're having their opening day April 1st, and they talked about how the high school students sometimes come to things like that, and how it just cultivates such that, like that Falcon pride, and I thought that that was great. That's it for me.
Awesome, thank you. Mrs. Settles?
Thank you. So I was able to attend a portion of the coalition meeting this past week, and I appreciate all the efforts that they're putting forth in our community and educating us, so I appreciate that. I had to leave early because I had a meeting with the town council, few town council members, and Grady Miller, just to make sure our Squad 5 patrol is working and hopefully starting to become more in place. And we talked about potential funding of an SRO officer, so I know, I appreciate Dr. J working on that and ensuring the safety of our students. I attended an Auditor General school finance training. I also volunteered at the book fair and appreciate seeing all the families and students at the book fair. Also was at Coffee with Kane and appreciate his willingness to get the parental input, and it was nice, we had a community member there today. And then I also attended a couple other school board training sessions, and I just wanted to say thank you for all of those who have donated and participated in continuing to make our Falcons great and soar.
Great, thank you. Mrs. Acker?
I also attended the coffee with Dr. J this morning, and it was eye-opening having somebody from the community, from one of the, I think it was Lions Club, and because of things that they heard, they want to volunteer and help with painting, if nothing else. So that's always nice every time we get more help. I was also at coffee with Dr. Wheeldryer, and in both places we had somebody from Boys and Girls Club represented, and they're willing. I know they're helping in the elementary school, and they're ready to start helping in the middle school as well. It's nice to start getting everything back.
Thank you. Mr. Sarr?
Be a doctor.
Okay.
I had an opportunity to buy stuff around town this past week, and almost everybody I bought asked if I wanted to put my change into the new carpet on the football field. So thank you to the retailers for that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I haven't really done much, but I did want to congratulate Mrs. Acker for making the front cover of the ASBA Journal as a new board member. So congratulations on that. You're on the very front cover. I hope you get one.
I need to get it.
And then the other thing that was great, she's also on the inside, but Mrs. Rakowski, after she passed away, we nominated her. Usually, a board member who served 8 years can be nominated, but has to approve their honor roll for ASBA. But because Mrs. Rakowski passed away shortly before her 8-year term ended, the board nominated her, and so her picture's in here. So Dr. Rakowski, if you would like this copy with Mrs. Rakowski in it, I'd love to pass it on to you. So congratulations to Mrs. Acker and to Mrs. Rakowski's family for having her in the ASBA book. And good luck in Little League, because those were some of the best years of my life. Oh, yeah. So. All right, we will move forward with district celebrations, Falcon of the Month.
Yes.
So, Dr. J?
Yeah, Madam President, members of the board and guests, we started this new tradition this year of making sure that we're finding opportunities to celebrate success of our students and our staff. I do believe we have a few staff members who will not be able to make it due to a traffic issue on Shea. So, but we will go through them, and any of them that cannot make it today, we will. We got a great suggestion up here from Mrs. Settle. We'll go ahead and do that at the picnic. So I'm going to turn it over to McDowell Mountain Elementary School Principal Kevin Wilkinson.
Don't screw that.
My apologies. Good evening.
That's not on.
Leon switched Miss Andre
Start pushing buttons, they'll come.
I'm not touching anything. Thank you. Good evening. Real quick, I'd just like to say thank you to Ms. Reed, Ms. Settle. I had a time, opportunity to talk with both of you the last week or so. You've helped out in the Elgin store, PBIS store. We really appreciate that. Tomorrow, field day is back at MMES, so kindergarten and first grade will go tomorrow. And then Friday, second and third grades, we're really excited to have field day back at McDowell Mountain. Also, teddy bear parade for preschool is tomorrow. So Mr. Sarr, if you have a teddy bear that you'd like to come walk in the parade with, Dr. J, I know you have a few of them.
Yes.
Care Bears are welcome too.
What time?
It starts at 9 a.m., so.
Love the teddy bear parade.
So it is, I experienced it first time last spring, and it was wonderful. So, very busy week, but exciting week at MMES, but we really appreciate everyone's help. Community support has been second to none with all of our different initiatives and endeavors. So, there's too many people to name, but thank you for everyone who stepped up in the community. Really appreciate your help. Tonight, I'm here to announce our Falcon and honor our Falcons of the Month. I'll start with our staff member. And this month, I would like to recognize Ms. Talia Halseel. Ms. Halseel is an invaluable member of our team, especially the second grade team. As the team leader of her grade, Talia has navigated the PLC initiative extremely well, helping her team focus on what moves the needle with student learning. Mrs. Halseel's experience at MMES is also incredibly valuable as we take MMES back to previous stature it held in the community. What I admire most about Talia is her control of the classroom as well as how well she communicates with her students and families. Ms. Halseel is the epitome of a master teacher, which is why so many on our team and community respect her as much as we do. Thank you for returning to MMES, Ms. Halseel, and being one of the many rocks of our team. You are greatly appreciated.
Wait, George needs your picture.
And now for our Falcon Student of the Month. This month, we would like to recognize first grader Jillian Henry. And this is a quote from her teacher, Ms. Tamara Hall. "Jillian Henry is amazing!" Exclamation point. Jillian is one of my students that leads by her example. She shows up every day with a smile on her face and ready to work. Jillian works very hard and finishes all of her work daily. Jillian is always ready to help another student who may be in need by explaining a new concept as a peer tutor or helping slower finishers complete their work. Jillian is my go-to person if I need assistance with absolutely anything. Jillian is a true leader. With her outstanding reading, writing, and strong math skills, I look forward to seeing her soar. I love you, Mrs. Hall. I'll turn it over to Dr. Wheelbarrow for the...
It's a good thing you teach elementary.
Good evening, everyone. Hi. I don't know where to start. Okay. For us at the middle school, I got the great honor to recognize Chris Peterson. As he stated as he got here tonight, it only took him 164 months or something to get up here? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so Chris Peterson, he's a longtime district employee and a middle school social studies teacher. Uses a teaching technique that captivates his, as much as he wows the crowd. Apparently the balloons read my mind. Captivates his 8th grade students' attention. He is a wonderful historian that knows how to relay the content of his lesson in a manner that keeps students engaged and wanting to know more. He is knowledgeable and confident. He is calm and level-headed both in and out of the classroom. He has a way with building relationships with all of his students at every grade level. Oftentimes, you'll catch Chris taking genuine interest in a student's hobby or a talent. He has high expectations for his students academically and socially. Not only are they taught history in the classroom, but students learn why it's important to develop good character and judgment. He recently collaborated with a community agency to provide an opportunity for his students to join an essay contest. And he has provided and will continue to provide opportunities for students to travel to the U.S. Capitol. We are very fortunate to have Chris. We appreciate his open door policy to his classroom, and if you ever want to make a new best friend, he loves cookies. And I think our student, may or may not, Jordan Ruiz.
So we'll catch up later.
Yeah, so we'll catch up with that student later.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. High school, do you have?
Thanks. Evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay, Mr. Keating is in this, they had to turn everybody around, I think, at Fry's, so I don't think he's gonna make it, but I'd like to read his anyway, and then steal his Starbucks gift card. Mr. Keating, AKA Fountain Hills legend, has spent a large portion of his life on our campus. A Falcon since kindergarten, he epitomizes the Falcon way and passes this on to his students daily. Whether that is running Stugo, teaching, acting as a mentor, or just being himself, Mr. Keating is a daily example for students of how an FHHS graduate is proud of his school to the point where he can choose it as his place of work. His enthusiasm for impacting kids' lives, the way his life was impacted, shows daily through all of his actions with his students. I'm proud to call him a friend and colleague, and can count on him daily to represent us as a school and lead our Stugo representatives in the right direction. Austin Keating. Like I said, he's going to try and make it, but I'm not sure. Okay, JP. This young man is a Falcon through and through. He is hardworking, respectful, and kind to all while excelling in wrestling and academics. He influences his peers as a student, athlete, and person. JP will be successful in whatever endeavors he chooses to pursue post-high school because of his character and who he is, and because he sets goals for himself and sticks with them. He is a very confident and outgoing young man that will have a conversation with anyone, including a principal who's nervous about serving popcorn at a bonfire. He is always polite and respectful and is yet another ideal example of the Falcon way. JPK.
Okay, we have one more for district office and transportation staff. And I am happy to share that this month, we're recognizing Val Fernandez. And Val works up in the district office with us, doing a lot of procurement and making sure that money's done correctly. I didn't even write anything because I can talk about Val because she's been amazing for us. The level of trust I have with Val is off the charts because of how hard she works. She's very strict on everything with procurement, which I love. She will tell principals no and make them go back and do it again. Not that they ever do anything wrong, but just, she will do that. But she's just been just an amazing addition to our district staff with her hard work, her ability to find answers, and just be thorough in everything that she does. And I throw a lot of additional tasks at her, and she immediately, in fact, earlier today, within 30 minutes, she had a new task done and ready to go for Mr. Wilkinson. So she is very, very good at getting things done, and we're just so happy that she's here with us in the district office. So Val Fernandez. So am I doing it? Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, next up on our agenda was the VFW Arizona Teacher of the Year, which is Kim Flowers, but unfortunately the VFW and Kim Flowers are both stuck in the Shea traffic, so we will not be giving out the award tonight or hearing from the VFW when they present their award. So we'll do that for another board meeting. So that brings up Stugo. Are there Stugo kids? Come on up.
Hi, I'm Aiden Lynn. I'm with Stugo for junior class president. This is Alden Collins. Unless you could have introduced
Wait, what's your
yourself.
name?
Alden.
Alden, okay. Nice to meet you.
All right. So the first thing, probably the most important thing we've had in a couple of weeks regarding fundraising is this Falcon Promise Pledge. It was proposed by Sean Uphoff in coordination with the Fountain Hills Coalition. Basically, they got a grant for $5,000, and for each student that signs, we get $10, and we were looking to match with some fundraisers to get like maybe $5 a sign just to match. But this is a really important fundraising opportunity for students. It can bring back improvement for prom, homecoming, hoopcoming. Just a lot of the money is going to go directly back into student activities.
And what are you promising when you sign that?
So basically, I'll just get it out. I understand that drinking alcohol, vaping, and using other drugs is harmful to my health and can make me say or do things I might regret. I will do my best to avoid situations where my friends and others are drinking alcohol, vaping, or using other drugs. And mainly, it's insinuating about prom night, but also it can be used just as general info for high school students' life.
Great, thank you.
I just have to say, you boys look very sharp. I love the button down.
Thank
And that's weird. But, so Christopher Town, one of our Stugo members, is planning to do a charity event, kickball at the middle school on March 24th. It's teachers versus students, and he's looking for kids to sign up, and I think he has some teachers lined up as well. And I believe it's like a $5 entry fee, and the pot is just going to be a donation to Stugo. And so, yeah.
When is that one?
March 24th.
Oh, it's a fundraiser for hurricane survivors, sorry, and Red Cross. And hold on, I was gonna talk about something else. Oh, and we had the bonfire. I think it was about a month ago. It was a hit, and there was a big turnout. A lot of the students stayed for most of the time, and we had the fire department come out and just regulate the fire for safety, and it was a fun event. A lot of socializing, a good way to build connections with the fellow students, and yeah.
How was hoop coming?
It was pretty good. There was mixed reviews, but I think for the most part it went well. I think the theme was red carpet, and I think the theme was executed very well. I just think the DJ could have been better, but the DJ is very iffy every year. It's kind of hard to
Right.
find a good DJ.
Hit or miss.
Yeah, it's a hit or miss, but I think prom's gonna be a lot better. We got a cool theme lined up, and we ordered decorations today, I believe, so.
And when are you announcing your prom theme?
Prom theme.
Undecided, but probably in the coming weeks.
We have a, I'm gonna just take this mic here. We have a prom, we have a prom video made by the Stugo representatives lined up. It's not created yet, but it'll be created. We're on the home stretch of prom at this point, and then anything else for the year is just fundraising for better events next year.
And have you released the prom date?
Prom day, yes. Or have we?
I think it's in the video, but it's,
Okay.
can we say it here or no?
Don't announce
Don't
anything.
leak it.
That's a big deal if it hasn't been announced. Okay, and one last question. Who won Buff Puff?
Unfortunately, seniors.
Seniors didn't win, sophomores.
Sophomores, my
Oh,
bad.
the sophomores
We
won?
were actually on the team.
Yeah.
You were on the sophomore team?
No, we were on the junior team.
Oh.
Sophomores, yeah, it was decided at lunch. So it's crazy.
That we got destroyed.
Buff Puff's
We were
always
last
fun.
place.
Okay, let's get that one.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for Stugo? Now that we've terrorized them? Thanks, guys. Okay.
Austin Keating, if we just.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Austin Keating, can you come down? Thank you. Mr. Hartman? Austin, we already read all your great accomplishments, so you can come back and watch it if you'd like. There's no copy, but I just, again, congratulations.
Okay, next up will be the Fountain Hills Middle School presentation with Dr. Wheeldryer. And Ms. Reichler. Do you hear that, Mr. Wilkinson? It's Dr. Wheeldryer, right?
Close.
Started with W.
They are on, that's why they're separated. But see, now they've gone right behind each other.
Sweet, so he starts making ears or something.
Okay.
Good work.
Okay. So I have Ms. Reichler with me presenting because we're both the rookies here at the middle school in our new roles, and we felt this is a joint effort. We both started, hold on one second.
There's no video.
Yeah.
Video yet.
Gotcha.
I'm not on, my computer died, so this is another computer, so bear with me.
Oh, right now. Put number. So, if you go into the, and it's actually staying awake.
What's the sense
We're
for
rookies
it?
too,
What's the
it's all
sense
good.
for it?
Knowledge, right?
Oh, there we go. Yay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Let's try this again.
Take two.
This is the one thing.
And this is how it goes.
This is how it goes. This is like the Kim and Val show. So anyways, we're here to present our goals and some of our accomplishments. This is our main goal. This is our family. These, what can I say is that this is when we first started. They all welcomed both of us with open arms. We immediately blended well, we connected well, we built relationships pretty quickly, and we all had each other's backs. We're all there to help each other through rough times, all the good times, and just, you know, we may be small, but man, we're mighty. Look at us, we're very, not that 5'2". Our goals, we thought this would be appropriate, being able to foster this professional community of teachers and other professional staff to promote each student's academic success and well-being. And some of those things is that we do is that we're very approachable, we're accessible, welcoming to everybody that walks onto our campus, and doors are always open. We're constantly engaging in regular and open two-way conversations with our families, community members, all these people that we've connected with. I mean, I've got to meet so many people. It's awesome. I love this community. Everything that we do and who we talk with and we connect with is all about how to meet the needs of our students, appreciating our staff, and all the things that we do to meet everyone in the classroom, all the things that we've done in regards to our assemblies and all that stuff. It's just, I love it. Provide opportunities for collaborative examination and practice, giving the teachers the time to connect, to review data, to find ways to improve their instruction, improve student learning. So that's what I like about that one. This one, cultivate inclusive and caring and supportive school community that promotes academic success and well-being of each student. For me, my background in working with students with disabilities for so many years, this is a big one for me. Making sure that my staff, we see all students and that they're students first, and then we try to support them in the gen ed classrooms. I talked about this during our copies. We're together. Being able to recognize our students and staff, and making those connections with like the Coalition and Kiwanis and as well as Fort McDowell, just being able to provide additional opportunities for students to learn, like Red Ribbon Week, which was so much fun. So, Sean,
that was awesome.
you do this one.
Okay. Goal 3. This one was one of mine, and, oops, sorry, Mike. And so I've been working on this goal for several years, actually, and I finally got to really put it into place this year, and that was to establish and maintain a positive school climate using the values of the Falcon Way expectations through the PBI's framework to be respectful, responsible, safe, and kind. Things that we have done this year, it was talked about while we were in the state of COVID at home, doing all of our meetings online. I said, I'm going to have a store one day, and I'm going to make it great. So with the help of the community and members, we just made it happen, and it's beautiful. It's really nice, yeah. So along with that, we are rewarding students, and we provide incentives for them to show these positive behaviors. We reward our staff. We have super fun music that goes on, and they have to guess the song, so they've been enjoying that. I have one coming up again, teachers. We've also created interventions and enrichment opportunities for the student who need additional support. So like a tier 2 check-in, they come in, they talk, they get their day started out, and then they get to check out. We discuss their days. We also do reteaches and teachers, and we also have teachers help us with all of these things. So it's just been pretty good this year, I have to say. And the last goal that we have listed is to support individualized and equitable opportunities for all students to reach their maximum potential. This is what we want every day and all day. We continue to build our PBIS framework, changing it, monitoring it, making sure that it is working for us as well as our students and staff. We want our school just to show the Falcon Way. And what we do with everything that we collect data on the students, how they're behaving, and the good things, the challenging things, and we learn how to adjust and maybe help them with their day, and just keep teaching them those values of being respectful, responsible, safe, and kind.
And be like Frank.
Yes, we love Frank.
We love
We need
Frank.
to have Frank more.
So since we've started, we've looked back and we're highlighting just, these are just a few of some of the things and some of the accomplishments and some of the events that we brought onto the campus. I feel like there's times where I've started a race and I haven't finished yet.
We're never gonna
Because
be done.
we're just running and we're just having fun. I've enjoyed all the coffees and conversations. Those have been great. Our Step Up fundraiser was awesome. The kids enjoyed that. Red Ribbon Week was amazing. The kids loved the winter dance concert because we had that outside in the courtyard under the lights, so that was a lot of fun. Our band concert was amazing. Our PBIS store grand opening was a great big deal, and it's still a success to this day.
Thanks to our chamber,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, everybody contributed to that. Right now, the book fair is happening. We have improved collaboration and communication with Fort McDowell, so that we've liked how that's worked out in so many ways because we have constant communication with them. Our NJHS, which is our National Junior Honor Society, they have been doing so many wonderful things out in the community. As you can see here, they've done the food drive in November. They're going to be doing the Ride to Read at the elementary school in May, Feed My Starving Children in January, and they did the cross-country sanitation when we had the big race here. So I was there too. I was driving the golf cart. That was so much fun.
Spectator.
Yeah. The K-Kids Builders did the pet drive for the Fearless Kitty. Our PE teachers were able to attend an Arizona Health and Physical Education Conference. They learned a lot of wonderful things there. Like I said, we had 16 students in our mentoring program, but I think now we're up to about 20 or more mentors coming in and working with some of our students, and the students love it. More mentors are always appreciated. We just had our honor roll assembly last week, so that was so much fun. We had a good time with that. We had Operation Valentine's for vets. Our softball and baseball team made the playoffs. We had 3 teachers who were able to get a $2,500 grant, basically, for their classrooms through the Palo Verde Fiesta Bowl Charity Wishes. So that was pretty awesome. They were able to, I know Mr. Jerstad was able to buy all new kitchen supplies for our kitchen, so that was pretty cool. And Ms. Cost and Ms. Rodriguez are putting a lot of good use to their money to different projects and things that they're doing in their classroom. Our student government sponsored a fall dance, prove that, but they're going to be doing the door decorating for spring, in the spring for kindness. That'll be fun. A lot of our teachers have also got some of the Golden Eagle Education Foundation. They provide scholarship or funding for our teachers and their specific projects and initiatives. And I don't know how many teachers, but
I got it every year. They are so amazing, and they just give, they just want to see all kids.
And it's great that we have stuff like this for our teachers, because our teachers do take advantage of all these wonderful opportunities, so we appreciate that. With that, we also had many teachers also go through Donors Choose, and if anybody comes on our campus, Miss Beck will say, "You like my new TV?" She goes, "I get that. She got it from Donors Choose." So she's very excited about that, and she displays it very proudly.
Yes, she does.
Our resource teachers and Fort McDowell teachers, they also, since day one, support all students in the general education classrooms. And so that's more of the inclusive model where they're working with the students with disabilities or additional supports in the gen ed classroom. We also started co-teaching this year, where we have one of our special ed teachers who's working alongside our 8th grade English teacher, and that's a really good working partnership. Hoping to do more like that. And with that, time. Yay. Any questions?
We didn't have a slide for it.
Are there any questions?
We wanted less slides.
I was just gonna say, I would like to make a comment that I've been really impressed with what you've done, both of you. I've heard a lot of positive feedback and comments about the work that you're doing. And when we toured and the way that you handled the students, and you had expectations for them, but you were also very kind when you delivered those expectations, and I thought that that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions?
It's very obvious, you're very approachable. The students feel comfortable and the parents do. It's a nice thing to see. I know middle school's tough, so this is great.
And tougher.
Just want to thank you guys for all the work with BVIS and all the data that they've collected throughout, with looking at behaviors and being able to put interventions in place that not only for this year, but for the future, they've really taken the framework of it and took it to a whole new level in just 6 months. So you can feel it on the campus, and as a parent of a student there, I know that the kids feel it too. So thank you for all your work.
Yes, and I agree. I just think that you two make a great team. I've heard amazing things about the middle school. I've been here a long time, so I've been lucky enough to know Ms. Reichler for a very long time. And, you coming, Dr. Wheeldryer coming into our district is amazing that, you bring something to Mrs. Reichler that she may not have, and she brings something that you may not have. And so the two of you are definitely a force at the middle school, and we're blessed to have you.
Teamwork, teamwork.
Absolutely.
Some people say, who's that other lady? And they're like, she looks like you. Yeah.
It's starting to happen.
It's starting to happen with them. We're twins.
Good. Well, thank you both so much.
I also wanted to thank you for your open door policy, and that you go as far to encourage parents, especially concerned parents. You say, come on in.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Every day.
I think that that's
Every day.
really great.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We make sure that we get a copy of the slide presentation. Okay. Next up is the student activity and auxiliary accounts. That's on pages 34 to 42. Are there any questions regarding those accounts? Okay, hearing none, we'll move forward to the unaudited financial report on page 43. Are there any questions or comments regarding that report? Hearing none, we'll move forward with current enrollment and withdrawal on pages 44 to 45. Are there any comments or questions on that report?
I'd like to share that we are up another 7, which is great. So that puts us at a plus 86 for the year. So, so enrollment is really heading the right direction. We just need to keep that going. So
That's amazing. Thank you to you and all of your staff, everyone that works hard in this district to encourage parents to bring their students to our district, because it definitely is a choice. Okay, next up are site council minutes. You were provided with an updated copy of the February 22nd meeting minutes. I'm sorry, never mind. Never mind, I'm lost. Site council minutes from the 3 schools. Are there any questions or comments regarding those? Okay, hearing none, we'll move forward with public comments. Krista, do we have public comments? Thank you. Call to the public. This is the time for the public to comment. Time limits may be allocated on public comment at the discretion of the board president for the board to efficiently complete its business. The board reserves the right to prohibit any comments made in a discourteous or threatening manner. Complaints about specific individuals, students, or personnel are discouraged. Personnel issues should be directed to the appropriate staff member or administrator per district policy. Members of the board may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to ARS 38-431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to any criticism, or scheduling the matter for further consideration and decision at a later date. It is the practice of the board when we have several comments to limit to 3 minutes, which we will do again this evening. The first up is Coach Zahner. I'll give you a 30-second warning as you get close.
You got it.
Thank you very much.
Well, just a quick update. I believe as of tonight, there's 6 or 7 members that are not here tonight because they're sick, but hopefully they're watching it on whatever the YouTube is. But I think we're ready to donate. I think right now, for sure, we have $300,000 that the Fire Rock members are willing to donate. And after, hopefully this is passed, there's probably maybe going to be $350 to $375 for the field replacement. Now, I hope to raise more during the time, but again, I'm just giving you an update. I know there's other things through GoFundMe, the tax credits and everything else. So, in the last 2 weeks since the last meeting, I know this field issue has become very political. And I'm not a political person, okay? I just think politics should stay out of schools, and politics should stay out of sports, being a coach. The kids should be taught, and the players should play, and people should enjoy watching them and not hear all the other crap you hear. So I and myself and the people in Fire Rock are doing this for the kids. That's it. We don't care all the other things that are involved that are being said. And as my mother always taught me, you judge people by their actions, not what they say, but what they do. And so I'm happy to say that people in Fire Rock's actions are behind what Kane's trying to do, what hopefully the board's trying to do. Hopefully the kids back there will be able to play. So that's all I have to say, and you can have a minute and 10 seconds for somebody else.
Next up is John Davies.
Well, how do I follow that?
And again, I'll give you a 30-second minute warning as you get close.
Madam President, members of the board, guests, students, athletes, thank you for letting me speak. I had a whole thing here written down, and I'm not going to do that. You guys know who I am at this point. I got the chance to meet with a lot of you at the fair and in other opportunities. You know my passion, you know why I'm up here. The boosters, Coach Zahner, the members of the Fire Rock have worked countless hours in raising these funds for the students. No political nonsense, no nothing. There's no underhanded anything going on with this, and time is of the essence when it comes to this sort of thing. I think I can speak for the boosters. We busted our rear ends to try and get the money in time so that the kids could have a field for next year. And I can't thank Coach Zahner, Tana, the Barnards, and I mean, I look back there and there's hundreds and hundreds of hours volunteered by other parents that are out there that are just like me, that want our kids to be happy. I want to sit back there and watch my 17-year-old son have his senior night next year on that new football field, because he deserves it. He's played up here since he was in preschool. I've coached a lot of these kids that are sitting out there, and if I get a little choked up, it's because I want to see those guys have the same opportunities everyone else had. They've already lost a lot of time due to COVID, playing sports. They missed seasons. Let's not have our kids miss any more time, period. If we delay this any longer, now our kids are not going to have anything else to play again next year. And I finally got a coach on the back of my sweatshirt. I want to use this next year. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Next up is Tara Lamar. give you a 30-second warning as you get close.
Perfect. I just wanted to come up and personally thank you since I wasn't able to be here the last meeting. The Falcons won, they won again today, so yay baseball. I just again wanted to reiterate everything that I wrote in my letter, I stand behind. But I did find, of course, when I wrote my original letter, a statute I wanted to share with you as you go into your deliberations today. I think it's important that we do a 10-year and not just do a 7-year. So ARS Statute 15-341 under General Powers and Duties under Immunity Delegation, number 6, you are to furnish, repair, insure at full insurable value the school property of the district. The public made it clear, the 7-year didn't work. They don't want the 7-year. Please do the 10-year, stand as a board of one. I believe in you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, I'd just like to thank all the athletes that have come here. It's important to see your faces, and I appreciate you coming and sitting through 2 board meetings now. All right. The consent agenda is the next item that's up. That includes the personnel action report, payroll vouchers, accounts payable vouchers, donations, and the sole source provider AstroTurf. Are there any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda?
I have some questions.
Go ahead.
When it comes to the check listing, and I did speak to you personally about this, but I would like to publicly say that I would appreciate if we could get some purchase orders alongside with some of these expenses, just because I see some that come through with really high numbers that I don't know are for sure justifiable. If there's a way to get some purchase orders so that I don't have to ask questions during the meetings, I think that that would be helpful.
In relation to the financial report?
Yeah, like the check listings, you know, I usually pull out and ask you each one. Okay. Okay, thank you. I'd appreciate that. And then on one of the donation, the receipt of donation, there wasn't an amount, and I don't know how important that is, but it was missing, so I thought I'd.
That's what I was going to say that too. On the American Legion post, it says it's a cash donation, but we were not given an amount. So please update that.
And then the last question was for the sole source provider with AstroTurf. Did we look into any AstroTurf certified installers before we did this one? Did we get bids?
They are the ones installing.
Okay. And then the price listed on there, because I know that that's on the agenda later as well. Because we do have such gracious donors, is there a way to have that reflected that that number is not what the district is going to have to pay? Like, is there a way to get a letter of intent or something to go with it so that we can
It's in the
reflect?
packet under for the approval later in the meeting when that comes up. Page 83, Tyler and his team wrote, you see under background, 3rd paragraph, the district will use the entirety of the donated proceeds to replace the football field and supplement the remaining costs with capital budget. And if additional donations are received after the approval of this expenditure, the district will reduce the amount of capital dollars allocated to this expenditure. AstroTurf is procured as a sole source provider. So that should answer that.
But yes, but on that, the donated proceeds, I think it's only counting maybe what the boosters has done. And so I just didn't know if there was a way that we could have a letter of intent, both to protect the donors and the money that they're putting up, as well as protect the district, so that we have that collaboration where it's like, the donors are very concerned that that money may not go forward, and so it could be said.
The donors want to see an approval before they donate.
Are you finished with your question?
The last one is just about the warranty that we were supplied with upon request for the AstroTurf warranty. Do we have anything that's a little bit more along the lines of these bids where it's very clear the costs and where they're going and stuff?
This is a warranty replacement, so that, according to our finance team, they feel very comfortable with what AstroTurf has provided as far as it being a warranty and not a new purchase. As far as the warranty goes, it is a standard warranty, 10-year warranty, including labor if there's any concerns. We had our attorney review it, and he had no concerns other than to make sure that the required maintenance package was purchased by the district, and that is part of the $525,000. So Dave Bailey has no concerns with the agreement or the warranty moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
When it comes to talking about all the little nitty-gritty of the dollars and cents, could I recommend that we have our accountants come speak to us just to prove to us how checks and balances are done at the end of the year, so we don't have to go through every penny of what's given. So if we can just have them come and speak to us, then we don't have to look at every $100 given anyway.
Great, I love that.
Okay, are there any other questions or comments regarding the consent agenda? Okay, hearing none, I move that we approve the consent agenda with the amount provided on the donation from the American Legion. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the action items, authorization of expenditures for the Fountain Hills High School football field to AstroTurf. Dr. J?
Madam President, members of the board and guests, this is a recommendation for the governing board to approve the expenditure of $525,000 to replace the field at Fountain Hills High School to the vendor AstroTurf. A lot of work has been done. We have gone through a very, very thorough process, and I am very satisfied with the work that has been done and the communication we've had with AstroTurf. They have taken over for Nationwide, so I want to be clear that the original company that put our turf in years ago is not the same company that's putting this new turf in. AstroTurf is a leader in synthetic grass and has been for many years. We are very confident that the product we're getting, which is listed in the letter there that they did send, this is their verification that they're honoring the warranty. Even though there has been some concern about that, they've stepped up to honor that, which is a $250,000 discount from the total. It is a 60-ounce trionic system, includes all updated graphics and logos onto the field, including alternating grass color every 5 yards to make it look even more professional. Includes a 10-year warranty, which you have been provided with and our attorney has reviewed, and an annual Rhino maintenance package, which again will be a safe, kind of an extra piece into this issue we're dealing with now. The current field did not have a yearly maintenance package included in it. Now AstroTurf will come out and inspect it each year. If there's issues, they will address those as needed and fix it so that the field does not deteriorate the way this one has. And I am very, very confident that this is the best deal for our school district. You've seen we've provided additional quotes. None of them are close to that number. And like I said, I do recommend that we approve this and move forward.
I just have to make a comment. I'm just totally impressed with all the work you've done, Dr. J, because this has been a labor of love and a lot of hard work. And Mrs. Reed, thank you for finding that original quote to prove that they had said they would take care of it. The community's incredible. We may not have passed the bond issue or override, but my gosh, I can't believe how everybody's come through with all the donations, which makes a big difference for us not to have to come up with the entire amount. And I definitely want us to do the 10 years.
That is the only recommendation I'm bringing, is that full 10-year upgraded grass with all the additional things that will make our stadium one of the best in the state.
Other questions or comments?
I just have to ask again, because the number is the 525, there's no way for us to have a reflection of closer to what we'd actually be spending with, since we have such great donors. And thank you, Coach Donner, thank you, John, and thank you, Rich. I know that you guys have worked really hard on that, and that just shows the belief in our community behind our schools. I think that that's awesome. But again, is there a way to protect both the dollars that they're putting up and the district spending to reflect that we have that money available and it's gonna work with what we're spending.
Yeah, let me clarify. You're authorizing me to purchase a field for $525,000. Whether I purchase it or not is up to, my team, my finance team and my district team to do so. So if no donations come through, then we have to rethink it. All we're asking for tonight is the authorization for me to move forward, and then with that authorization, when we feel it is financially responsible to purchase, we can do that, and the hope is that we can do that within the next couple of weeks so that we do not miss any home games for the next season.
And then, did we already finalize the warranty?
Yes.
So is there a way for us to get a copy of the
will
warranty
get
between us and AstroTurf?
Yes, when we purchase, when we go through with the purchase, they will then write the warranty with the date of
The purchase
completion.
date, okay.
And then it'll be out 10 years from there. And like I said, I gave you a sample so you guys could look at it. Their warranties, like any other warranty, are uniform. We're just going to plug in our name and our dates. And like I said, I've had the attorney review it, and he has no concerns.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. I would just like to thank everyone who's worked really hard on this. I'm the only board member left up here that approved the original turf. We did a lot of due diligence during that time, and we had many presentations. We heard from different vendors. We researched other fields. We were one of the newer schools to get a field. Most fields were still grass. During that time, I have worked with 4 financial directors and 6 superintendents. So I know that there's a lot of, issues that have been said about the warranty, and it did come down to me finding in a document that was presented to the board in 2014, where the contractor said it's a 10-year warranty. So, I do thank Dr. J for getting all of these contracts now and a lot of things that we weren't presented with at, during that time. So, unfortunately, just like any business, change in staff is no excuse for not having, your paperwork in order. But I appreciate the perseverance of this community and the staff in making sure that our kids are going to have a field next year. So thank you for everything. And with that, I move that the governing board approve the expenditure of $525,000 to replace the field at Fountain Hills High School with the vendor AstroTurf with the 10-year warranty.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you again. I look forward to watching all of our athletes play on that field. Now, please go home and do your homework so you're eligible.
Go Falcons.
Yes, make Falcon proud. Remember that, boys and girls.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is the action item for the Fountain Hills Coalition, Catch My Breath. Dr. J,
I'm just excited, so.
and you should be. Go ahead. You worked really hard.
Yep.
All right, I gotta find the page. Remember, give me 1 second. Okay, so it is a recommendation the board approve. This is a partnership with the Fountain Hills Coalition for the Catch My Breath program. The survey is included for your review. Will be offered to students based on an opt-in form. We've included policy JRR, JRR-R, and state regulation 15-117 for your review as well. Catch My Breath is a youth e-cigarette prevention program developed by the Michael and Susan Bell Center for Healthy Living at the UT Health School of Public Health. The program's goal is to prevent the use of e-cigarettes by students ages 10 through 18 years old, or 5th grade through 12th grade. As a longtime member of the, I don't know if I'm considered a member, but longtime participant in Fountain Hills Coalition, and coming from a background of schools where there was not a coalition, I'm so grateful we have one. And I just, I do recommend that we pass this to allow the Fountain Hills Coalition to continue their work to prevent drug and alcohol abuse in our community.
Thank you. I would just like to say that I think that the Coalition is an amazing organization that we have here. I've been here since it started. My kids went through the district and we were part of the Safe Home, stating that we wouldn't serve alcohol to kids. And I love hearing Stugo talk about the promise that, we hope that all kids sign and take it seriously. We know that there's some that won't, but I hope it at least makes them reflect on their behaviors and the substances that they're putting in their body, so.
I just want to share one additional, we did have Dave Bailey look over all this information and get feedback, and he had no concerns.
Thank you. Are there other questions or comments?
I wanted to thank you guys for changing it to an opt-in form. That was one of my concerns with it. And I do still have a little bit of concern with the surveying of students. I know that it's anonymous. I'm one of those people that shies away from data collection. So I just wanted to share that.
Libby?
So the way it was originally presented was that it was going to be a partnership with the coalition, and I think that that was wonderful. But in our board packet, it's a memorandum of understanding with the Maricopa County Department of Health. And for that reason, my vote will be different. And then in addition to that, I had concern because it was then based on what was in our packet this time, the discussion was that a staff member would be responsible for doing this, where in the original presentation, it was presented that the coalition would be heading up the program and doing it with our students. And I just feel like our staff members have a lot on their plate. And it's not necessarily our decision, or I do not feel comfortable adding yet another thing to our staff's plate at this time.
I have a quick question too, because in that memorandum of understanding, it does say, if applicable, collect and submit pre and post surveys. So it's not required to do the survey part, that's just if they want the grant money.
Well, they're
to
doing,
it.
they're doing surveying before and after to see if the presentation made a difference, to see if kids have a different, outlook on things after learning about the information they're presented with. Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, that information goes back to the Maricopa County Department of Public Health, and it doesn't just stay with our district, though?
That's my understanding. I did look over the survey, and there's no indication of personal information, and questions are very pertinent to the learning material that they're going to be learning, so.
And I thought it did say that it was information we would have, but all anonymous. And that's the way surveys need to be done. We need to make sure if they learn something or not.
I know we have two coalition members, and I hate to put you guys on the spot, but would you like to address the fact that it's between the Maricopa County Department of Health and FHUSD?
Thank you.
Well, thank you, School Board. I'm Mike Charno, Executive Director of the Coalition. And to answer a couple of the questions, so the MOU is through the county because they also obtained a grant, and so they hired some additional staff members to work specifically on vaping and anti-tobacco programs. So they're reaching out to school districts across all of Maricopa County to implement this in a lot of different schools. And for us to obtain the actual curriculum, we will be getting that through the county health department. So that's why the MOU is with the county, not with the coalition. And as far as the teaching of the curriculum itself, the MOU states that it can be taught by a teacher or staff member, but from day one, it's always been our intention for coalition staff to present the curriculum. The teacher can stay in the classroom or not. We probably need all the help we can get, but it's our intent to present the curriculum ourselves. So we obviously know the burdens on staff, and we will be trained on that and do it ourselves. So hopefully that alleviates any concerns there. And yeah, the survey, again, it is opt-in, so if we only get 5 parents that send back in the slip and we only get 5 surveys of kids, it's not really scientific viable, but we'll take whatever we can get. So hopefully we get a lot of participation on the survey, and again, it is to measure the effectiveness of the program just among our Fountain Hills kids, so. So we
Is
hope-
the survey required? I mean, I know it's opt-in, but is it required to get the curriculum, or is it just required to get the grant?
Basically, no to both of those. I mean, we don't have to do it. It's just, in our reporting for our grant, it's always, helpful and beneficial and just more scientific based if you do have data to report back. But we can certainly do the curriculum without the survey, but again, it'd be our preference to at least offer it and give the parents the choice of opting in, and we always encourage parents to have conversations with their kids about these types of things, so this would probably prompt that as well, so that's why we don't really see it as a negative.
And if a parent doesn't opt in for the survey, will the student still be part of the learning, the curriculum?
Yes.
So they'll still be in the classroom, they just
Yes.
won't take the survey. So
Yes.
our teachers will be aware of which students can take the survey and which ones can't.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Are there other questions or comments regarding the Catch My Breath program?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hearing none, do I have a motion?
So move.
I second. All in favor of the Catch My Breath being presented by the Fountain Hills Coalition, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
I have 1 nay.
Nay.
I have 2 nays. 3 yeas, so the motion carries. Next up are policies, advisories, second read, 739, 742, and 743. This is pages 114 to 120. We had our first read at a previous meeting. Sorry, it's taken my computer a little bit here. So policy 739 is IHAMBEA, Family Life Education and Exhibit. IHAMBEB, Family Life Education. Policy 742 is Exhibit JHDEB, Exclusions and Exemptions from School Attendance. And Policy 743 is Exhibit KBEC, Parental Involvement in Education. Are there questions or comments regarding these policies? Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion?
So move.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the policy advisories. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up are the high school new course proposals. Dr. J, do you have anything to add to these?
President, members of the board, Cass. No, I'm just excited that we're moving in a direction that we can offer more electives, more choices for our students, and, I hear a lot from, people that speak with me, the importance of growing our clubs and athletics and getting kids involved, and I believe these advanced PE classes that we're offering here will assist with that, and give kids a opportunity to learn about something in more detail with an expert as a head varsity coach in most cases that will be taking on those classes. I'm very excited about the creative writing. I think we need more electives in English. We really don't have any at this time. So, and the ones we've had have journalism, which is basically yearbook. We really don't have anything beyond that. I'm excited about growing our AP curriculum. That is something that parents are always looking for when they're enrolling students, especially at the high school, is can we compete with our competitors when it comes to AP courses? So with that, like I said, the financial algebra and statistics is to replace, well, I should say replace, but to give an additional opportunity for seniors beyond Algebra 2 without having maybe to go to pre-calculus or calculus. So it's a class that will fit that need for students, and I do recommend approval for those.
Are there questions or comments regarding the new course proposals?
Creative writing. That's going to change dramatically.
AI.
It already has, and if you've been reading the news every day, writing is gonna change the way we've always done it. And my students have gotten better at writing, even though somebody else is actually doing the writing for them to start with. But my point is, the curriculum for this needs to make it their future, not our past.
Absolutely. We have several teachers excited to take on that class and just build the joy of writing and, exploring and being creative. And those are things that we'll be coming back to you with shortly with our portrait of a graduate. And one of the things that was important to the community, to our students, is communication, both oral and written. So we need to continue to provide opportunities for them.
I think that this is an awesome list. My creative writing class in high school is one of my favorite classes ever. And I think the trick is just going to be getting kids excited about writing so that they actually want to do it and not have the computer do it.
I think the teacher will,
Yeah.
I think at least in the first year, the teacher that's scheduled to teach the class draws a big crowd. So I'm looking forward to that. I think the creative writing, they're all great classes, but having 2 college kids, one graduate and one in school, there's so much writing, so many essays that they have to do, and I'm excited for the creative writing, and I hope that a lot of it goes on in the classroom so that they can't go home and use AI.
And I just want to clarify
Just use your
that
phone.
all the courses,
There's no phones.
Collect the phone.
all the courses we're bringing for approval to be able to schedule them. Whether we'll be able to get them all in next year will be determined. We do believe the creative writing will be one we will be able to get done, but some of the athletic PE courses may come over time. So I just want to make sure that there's not an expectation that all of those will be in the schedule next year. We're going to do our best to do that, but I want to make sure we're not over-promising and under-delivering on that.
Thank you.
Along those lines, there hasn't been curriculum determined for these classes yet, correct?
No, if there's any textbooks or any kind of supplies, those will need to go through the textbook adoption and through the whole process.
Okay, thank you.
And Dana, you should go in. They have pockets for the kids' phone. They can't have it. All right.
They watch us too, then.
Any other questions regarding the new course proposals? Okay, and for those in the audience, the new course proposals include financial algebra and statistics, creative writing 1, creative writing 2, AP human geography, art history, wrestling, girls athletics, basketball, volleyball, football, and yoga, movement, and mindfulness. So I move that the board approve the new course proposals.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the overnight out-of-state field trip for football. Dr. J?
Yeah, Madam President, members of the board and guests, this is a recommendation to allow our football team to travel out of state for a football camp over the summer. That would be dependent upon a successful hiring of a coach. But due to the fact that we'd like to get the trip approved for the students who have been excited about going, and our spot is still saved, our hope is that we will have a coach in place in plenty of time to plan this accordingly and make sure that it is done correctly. So I do recommend approval for the football team to travel for this team building trip out of state.
Are there questions or comments regarding the overnight football camp?
I had a couple, with the fundraising, it says fundraising discount requires running a product sales fundraiser with AY, the American Youth, within 3 months of camp. Do we know what that fundraiser is exactly, or is?
So there is a sheet in here. It is being run through the Booster Club, fundraising on that. So I think part of this as well is that the students have to come up with enough fundraising to bring the trip to fruition. So.
Okay.
And they've been fundraising by doing their car washes.
Okay, awesome. I did a little research and looked into the camp, and it looks great. If my brothers were still playing football, they'd want to go, so I'm supportive.
Maybe?
I would just motion that we change the approval to read an overnight out-of-state field trip football pending or with a new coach hire. So we're assured that a district staff member is accompanying them on the trip.
I agree. I would think though, one thing I just want to be careful of is if, let's say, this camp comes and we have a coach hired who maybe can't attend, or maybe we're still in that process, my hope is that district staff would step in and take these kids either way. So maybe we just approve it with a certified, approved district chaperone, just to keep it. I mean, I don't want to volunteer to say I'm doing it, but I'm not going to let the kids not go. So we'll find someone. Yeah.
I would not, I'd like to see it say district staff versus district approved chaperone.
Well, no, they have to be certified.
They have to be certified.
Okay, thank you.
The law requires that.
Yeah, it has to be a certified district staff member.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Are there other questions, comments?
I move we approve the
Okay.
trip.
So the motion is to approve the football overnight camp to Thousand Oaks, California, July 13th to the 17th, with a certified district staff member as a chaperone. Is there a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Madison. And it was technically Lillian's motion. I just clarified.
Clarified it. Thank you.
Next up is the naming of the before and after school program. Dr. J?
Yes, so we are bringing back again the name here, Club Falcon. We have excitement, I believe, in the program. We are currently sitting at 38 registrations for next year, which is 12 more than this year, and it's still only March, so we're hoping to see that continue to go up over the next 3-4 months. And Club Falcon has been, if approved, that program I think will be a huge selling point to our community before and after school care.
Are there questions or comments regarding the naming of the before and after school program?
I move that we approve the name Club Falcon for our before and after school program.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the fees for the before and after school program.
Madam President, members of the board, guests, this is, again, bringing back to you for approval, the before school care, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., $5 daily, or $10 after cutoff day. After school care, 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m., $10 daily, or $15 after cutoff day. Program will also be available to purchase on a daily basis as well as on a monthly basis. Students will need to be registered by 6 p.m. on the Thursday prior to the week. And tuition for unused days is non-refundable.
And I just want to clarify, these have to be FHUSD students to utilize this, right?
They have to be in our preschool.
In your preschool. Okay, thank you. Are there any questions regarding the fees? I think it's a smoking deal. Okay, hearing none, I move that the board approve the following fee schedule for the district before and after school program regarding the fees that Dr. J discussed. Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the district administration salary schedule, pages 169 to 170. Dr. J?
Madam President, members of the board, and guests, the next few items are salary schedules agreed upon by the main conferred committee. The committee agreed to a 2% raise. The total cost of the district is $6,980.
Are there questions regarding the district administration salary schedule? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I have a quick question.
Okay.
What was the total cost? Because I think the number on here is different.
It is different.
School administration salary schedule, my.
District, yeah, okay. The district administration.
6,980.
Oh, you're moving, yeah, you think you're doing the school.
We're on the district, it'll increase
Oh, I
21,000.
I apologize. There's a lot of schedules.
Everything keeps crashing. That's what.
I do want to thank you, King, for,
Start from the beginning.
from my understanding, you were offered a raise and you said no, not until everybody else gets one. And so I really appreciated that. I thought that was
That's
great.
right. I only get an increase of our teachers' dues, so that's important to me that we get our salaries where they need to be for our teachers. So, yes, so I do apologize. It is the 2% raise comes to $21,657.37. So thank you for correcting me.
Thank you.
I move that we approve the district administration salary schedule.
I second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the school administration salary
That
schedule.
one is $6,000. I'm sure of that one. No, this is, remember, we're a very small district, so school administration, we have very few administrators in this district. So the 2%, I'd like to get them more, but, we have a commitment to our teachers at this time and classified staff to get their numbers up as high as we can. But also we need to reward the work of our administrators and keep them here. We've had, lots of turnover, and any amount is a symbol of gratitude. And although I'd like it to be more, I do recommend the 2% for $6,980.
Any questions or comments? Okay, do I have a motion?
I move we approve it.
Go ahead.
So I have Lillian moving to approve.
I second.
Madison seconding. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the certified service worker salary schedule.
Yes, and then continuing with the same, committee agreed to a 2% raise, and $3,500 of Prop 301 money is being added to the base salary. We did have that approved by our finance team and our attorney, and all that was okay to do. The total cost of the district is $12,800.
Okay, any questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I move to approve the certified service worker salary schedule.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next up is the certified salary schedule.
Yes, so the certified schedule is a 2% raise and $3,500 of Prop 301 money being added to the base salary. Total cost of the district is $64,000. I'm going to recommend approval as well.
Okay. Any questions? Comments? Okay, hearing none, I move that we approve the certified salary schedule for 23-24. Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up is the 23-24 proposed school calendar.
Madam President, members of the board, yes, this is a second read of the proposed school calendar. We worked with a committee of stakeholders to, on several meetings, to come to an agreement. We also took it to our teachers through the meet and confer process. I want to thank Chris Alexander for his work on this. We looked at an innovative way to meet the needs of our teachers. Early in the year, we had survey data saying they would like more time, and they would like, obviously, more salary. So between the December raise, this one, and hopefully another one in December of next year, if we can do it, we feel like we're meeting those needs, but the time was a challenge. So with some innovative scheduling for next year and the calendar, we do believe we'll be able to accomplish that. The new schedule does move the start date up 3 days to August 3rd, but by doing that every Monday after October break, winter break, and spring break, students will not have school that Monday, so they'll have an 11-day break for October and spring break, and they will have, a 6-day break and 11 days for winter. And the teachers will work those days, but they will have a work day. So they'll have the full day to themselves to get caught up on anything, prepare for the next term. And I believe this is a commitment to our teachers that we're paying them to be there, to have a day to themselves 3 times throughout the year, to give them a little bit that opportunity to meet collaboratively, but also to feel, to lessen that overwhelmness that they're feeling at this time. So with that, I take any questions you have.
Thank you. Are there questions regarding the school calendar?
No questions, just a comment that it's very creative because we're taking into account semesters for the elementary, we're taking account into changing the entire schedule for the high school. And it's going to help retain teachers and help everybody and give the administration a break they need as well.
I think parents will enjoy not having to go to school that Monday after vacation.
Right.
I agree. I've always said since I've been here, I was on the calendar committee at one point. The calendar is ruled by parents and sports. So they don't want to go to school, you know, they would like to go after Labor Day, but they don't want to go past Memorial Day, and they want to have winter break, fall break, and spring break. So I think this really takes everybody into consideration, and I hope everybody's happy with it. So it was a lot of work for the calendar committee, I'm sure.
And the final workday will actually be a workday in the morning, and then the staff picnic in the afternoon. So it'll be kind of a culmination of the year, and we're very excited.
Awesome. Any other questions or comments?
I could support this if it was an agrarian calendar. So
Dana's
for 30 years I've voted against this, I'll vote against it tonight.
Okay, just put Dana down for an A. I move that we approve the new school calendar for 23-24.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And Dana's a nay. Good luck ever getting this district to go full year. All right,
Not
next
full
up.
year, balanced year.
I know, but I just told you why the calendar is the way it is. So.
Doesn't make it right, I'm just saying.
There are customers, Dana. All right. I know, we're here for education, but unfortunately, we have customers. Not unfortunately, but it's great we have customers. Next up is the, I'm getting slap happy. Next up is the work calendars, are the work calendars for 23-24. Are there questions or comments on these?
I'll take any questions you have.
Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I move we approve the work calendars, the proposed work calendars for 23-24.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yep. Can't have one without the other.
Motion still carries. Next up is the issuance of certificated contracts. Dr. J, do you have any information on these?
Just don't take any questions. This time of year where we get our contracts out to our staff, and this will provide us, you know, in the time they have to make their decision, gives us enough time to stoke it out and get in that hiring process. We're in that now. We're taking applications. We have some great candidates that we're already interviewing for spots that we know we have. So the earlier we can get out there and get the best people, the better for our students. So.
I agree. Are there questions or comments regarding the certified contract? Okay, hearing none, I move that the board give the superintendent authorization to issue teacher contracts for 23-24.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next up is the contracts for for the classified employees.
Yep, we've worked through the process, and you see what we'll be sending out. And again, I think the raises we've done with our classified staff, I'm sorry, certificated work, I'm on the wrong one here, I apologize. I'll take any questions you have, but I mean, the contracts are there for your review, so.
And this is actually just an agreement. It's not actually a contract because they're classified staff. Are there any questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
I motion that we approve the issuance of the certified work agreements.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the job description for the child care specialist. Dr. J?
All right. President, members of the board, yes, we have took feedback and brought back the child care specialist description. We've added that this employee will provide support to the instruction program within the assigned room, but the specific responsibility of supporting teachers in personal and emotional growth of referred students, assisting in monitoring behaviors and communicating observations of teachers, parents, and administrators.
Questions, comments?
I appreciate that you took the comments that we had made last time and changed the wording so it'd be better.
Okay, hearing none, do I have a motion?
I have a question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Did we change the wording?
We put supporting teachers so that they're not responsible for that task.
Okay.
So the teacher's responsible and they're supporting the teacher as the child care specialist.
Okay, I thought that the concern was with the personal and emotional instead of just simply like growth.
Well, I mean, as we discussed last time, and we've had our preschool teacher talk to us about what they do and feedback that we received and the requirements that they have. This position will support the teacher in getting their job and what they're required to do done. So we changed it to supporting the teachers versus being responsible for it.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, hearing none, I move that the board approve the new job description for the child care specialist.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
I have one nay. Okay, so 4-1. Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is the updated 22-23 extracurricular fees. We had approved the extracurricular fees earlier in the year, but there were a couple new clubs, and so we're just updating for those new clubs. Added was the boys basketball club and girls basketball club. Removed was Pokemon Club, and added was the social club. That's at the middle school. The basketball club and girls basketball club was at the high school. And then at McDowell Mountain, they're adding a running club. So the new fees are on your list. Are there any questions or comments?
I had a question. Are homeschool students able to participate in the clubs?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna have it on the record that I'm up for helping with the running club, because I'm probably gonna get my kids into that. And I could use it.
Okay, coach.
Are they doing the running club? Are they doing it around, it used to be called the Bobcat Trail. Where is the running club happening at McDowell?
The bus lane behind the school.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if that's where it was before, but that's where it will be this year.
So the Bobcat Trail used to go around the large playground. It actually went like down by the fence on the inside,
Correct.
and there was a trail that the kids would run around many, many, many years ago.
That's essentially the same trail they're going to be taking this year.
Okay, thank you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I move that we approve the, is it the updated 22-23 extracurricular fees schedule?
Yep.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no information discussion items at tonight's board meeting. Future action. Madison, I know you had asked about the code of conduct. We
It's
do
on
have
there.
that for a work study session. We thought it would be better there, so. Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay,
Krista, thank you.
and Dana, we've also discussed, you asked for the preschool, like a special ed preschool discussion, and we do have that in a future board meeting as well.
Thank you.
Anything else, please contact Krista or Dr. J. Dates of upcoming meetings, our next meeting will be a work study session on March 22nd at 5 o'clock, and then on April 12th, we'll have our business meeting at 6 o'clock, all here in the Learning Center. And with that, do I have a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Because we're all in favor, even though Dana says no.
Thank you.
All right. I knew there was something missing.
Absolutely. That was great to see your picture in there.
At the end and I started getting cold. I had to put the jacket on my shoulders. I think it's when all those football players leave.